Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Engineer Your Energy. I'm Caroline Milton, owner of Milton Coaching Collective, where we help individuals and organizations take a new approach to productivity that leaves burnout in the past. This week on our episode of Engineer Your Energy, I want to ask a question and then provide my thoughts on the answer to that question. What does it take to be fearless? Right. For a long part of my life, I thought that what it took in order to be fearless was bravery, that one needed to be brave, to muster up the courage and the bravery to be fearless. But over the past nearly 5 years, that I've been working to help individuals and organizations go through change, to manage change, to realize the possibilities that exist when we embrace change, I've realized that bravery isn't the quality that we're looking for. When we talk about fear and what keeps us stuck, what's typically lacking is a sense of trust, both individually and also for us in our organizations and in our teams. You see, whether or not you realize it, fear is informing a lot of the decisions that you make on a daily basis. And when you set these New Year's resolutions or goals with all of the right intentions, oftentimes what keeps you from following through is, in fact, fear. That fear keeps you safe, right? It keeps you in your current conditions, knowing that you have in this moment what you need in order to be safe, to be loved, to belong. It's only when we reach that apex where one of those things is obviously no longer true that we can see change a little more clearly, right? That's why we hear of people who hit their lowest lows, their deepest depths, and then they get sober or they follow through in new ways because they have reached that truly terrifying point where they realize their safety is at risk, being loved is at risk, belonging is at risk. And that often isn't the case for us in our day-to-day life. And yet we yearn for change. As an organization, we want to be on the leading edge of our competitors, and we want to be attracting talent. We want to be retaining talent. We want to be the best. But what keeps us stuck is fear. What happens when we truly embrace diversity and inclusion? What happens when we actually pay market value? What happens when we change, right? So instead of focusing on how do we build bravery, we have to ask ourselves, how do we build trust? Right? So that is the thing. That is the encouragement to you as you consider these things that you want to see different in your life. Or if you are a leader of an organization or a leader of a team, you must ask yourself, how do we build trust within our teams? Because I'll tell you what, teams that experience a high level of trust, a high level of psychological safety are high-performing teams. They outperform, they pace, they're more creative, they're better performing teams when that trust exists. And it's not necessarily going to an offsite and doing trust falls or other team building activities. Those are great. Those certainly have purpose and value. But trust is built in how you show up every day. It is how you communicate. It is how you make decisions. It is how you use and leverage transparency in the process that builds trust. And so, my challenge to you for the 2023 year is, what can you do today to build trust as you embark on change? Now, as a consultant and a coach, I help individuals build that trust. I help organizations build that trust. I help teams build that trust. So if you need a shepherd, if you need someone to help you with that process, please reach out to me. You can send me a private message. You can drop a comment on this video, but send me a message to learn more about what it takes to learn how to build that trust and embrace change and realize that future. Thanks for being with me today. Until I see you next week, be well.